What's up, everybody? Welcome to Turn Order Warped, Season 2, Episode 1. Hello! Hello, new season hype. What's going on, everybody? How's it
It's
hanging?
season 3 for me.
Lots, everything.
Season 3?
So many things.
My third character.
It's more 2.5 for you, isn't it?
Well, no, you can't really say each time you die is a season.
Yeah, you're not that important.
I can.
Wow.
I did. And I will.
Wow. Good start. Also, can we get a curse warning?
Oh yeah.
Sure,
Oh,
we
yeah,
can get a
I
curse
already
warning.
swore, sorry.
Wow, it didn't even last like a minute. I think under a minute before
That's
the curse.
peachy, not
Yeah.
fuzzy.
Yeah.
You're
but-
talking.
Yes, in case you guys were unaware, we will be, in fact, using mature language, and we are very immature people. So, the combination of those two will yield many a curse, and they will be slung with impunity. So don't worry too much about that. How's it going? Welcome to the show, everybody. How's it hanging? How's everybody doing? How are your
Good.
weeks,
I'm
etc.?
excited.
I'm surviving. It's like a nightmare.
Yeah, same.
I can like yell in my house and no one will be pissed off. Boobies! See, like no one cares. There's no one here. I'm all alone. It's scary.
Oh,
It's a little different to no one caring. If you had a house full of people like nobody cared what you
Where's your
did,
missing?
yeah.
They're off to a wedding. The other housemates. So I'm here alone. Well, I've got Gimli, but he likes it when I shared boobies because he's my boy.
He's a pervert.
He's a
boy.
perv. He's just a straight up perv.
Or it's just,
Quite literally,
you know,
with the emphasis on purr. Because purr, cat,
Yeah.
purr.
Well done. Well done.
no, I don't get it.
see what she did there? She,
5
she-
points
I'll show
to
myself
Hufflepuff.
Oh,
Oh,
you.
Wow. Wow.
How to offend
I want a
Ben,
Hufflepuff.
I thought you were gonna.
how to offend 99% of Harry Potter nerds.
Right.
I'm not even a Harry
I'm a
Potter
Hufflepuff.
nerd and I'm offended by that. I hate Harry Potter and I'm offended.
Damn.
Have you?
Okay.
But listen, let's get real for a second, though. Okay,
Okay.
let's just get real for a
All
second.
right, let's get
Even though you hate Harry Potter, Fuzzy, even though you hate Harry Potter, what do you think about Stardew Valley? Did you enjoy Stardew Valley?
How are they?
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Relax. Yes.
I don't
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not seeing
So
it. I'm
if you
seeing it
look
yet.
in my timeline, you'll notice that I retweeted what could possibly be the most exciting game of our generation.
Oh god, do I have to go through Twitter?
Stardew Potter?
Yes. They sneak peeked a fucking Stardew Valley.
Chucklefish
Like-
or who?
Magic
What studio?
School.
Yeah, Chucklefish. They sneak peeked a screenshot of basically Stardew Valley plus Harry Potter.
You guys
don't
won't
have
see me
fish,
for
then
like
I'm not
2
gonna play.
months. I won't be able to play the show. I won't be able to do anything else. Just
I've
that's
never
it.
been less interested in
I've-
anything in my
I'm
entire
so
life.
excited.
Look, see
This
these
year is gonna
Oh, you
be
can't see-
amazing.
I've got Harry Potter wands, like collectibles, like right here up on the shelf. You guys in Zoom can see it, but the people can't. But they're within hand's reach. I can touch them.
Guys,
The
the
collector's
Dark
edition.
I'm
Crystal-
currently at a D&D show,
coming
and I
around.
feel like people
This
are
is
too
happening.
nerdy.
Those are Mrs. Z's though. I'm not that
If
much
you-
of a Harry
Peachy,
Potter nerd, but I like
if you just need to like, I don't know, get a little bit of a refresher piece, you just look behind your curtain real quick and it'll just go away. There you go.
Now he
I don't,
feels safe.
what? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We're fortunate we can't see
or
the
he
back
could do
of
this
those.
too. He could do
I'm
this.
Those are-
I'm definitely not nerdy about anything at all.
You're a
Totally
farmer, Harry.
Not
Mass Effect.
wearing all of my. I got complimented twice on my Mass Effect kit today, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So Peachy wears that yellow Star Trek shirt,
That's not
And
in
then-
short, Sparkus.
and then in the back of those toys he's got, they've been customized with a flashlight. That's how Peachy spends his night pounding away at BB-8.
Pounding away.
Oh, okay,
Look,
that's
he did have an unhealthy interest in his stormtrooper when he got it. Okay.
Just pounding it.
Unhealthy.
And at the end,
This is the
interest.
part where Bobby and I just.
he makes his R2-D2. That's how Peachy climaxes.
I used to live with him. I can confirm that's pretty fucking accurate. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm still in
So,
therapy.
yep. I bet.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
May never be out of it.
This is totally an indicator of what the rest of the show is going to be like, by the way. So just be prepared if you haven't already. If you haven't seen the show, it's a good time to join because this is the first episode of the second season. We're going in a completely new direction, both literally and figuratively.
Everybody's got a new accent. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to watch everybody fail on their new accents, at least for the first few
Absolutely.
episodes, until they get cemented in there, like really good. And then,
I
you
don't know
know,
what you mean. All I have
I
to do
don't
is
know what you mean.
Oh, I got to remember my childhood. That's all. We can run faster. I'm doing Tretter.
No problem. We got this.
Tretter.
So last episode, we came up with some character creation. We did some sort of setting creation. We established what we were going to kind of do with the show. And today's the first official episode of things. It's the first official one after character creation. But we still have some stuff to talk about, I think, in terms of like characters and stuff like that, because frankly, we just did not have enough time last session. Like we got the characters started, and then we still like just ran out of time. Like it was frantic.
Did
We
y'all
had to
in
go for like another couple hours to actually finish all of our characters?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Did y'all in another cast finish off Chat's alien race?
I just kind of continue it after the show kept going. I
Nice.
kept doing the votes. So yeah, we did come up with a chat alien race. We came up with player alien races, and then of course my alien races that I will be revealing as time goes on.
They're the ones that are going to murder us all.
I mean,
They're gonna try.
don't discount your own races. You know,
I don't think
Oh, I
like
don't.
weird monkey bird things are going to be a particular threat, unless they steal all our shit.
you never know. You never know. It could be something could happen.
Don't make my monkey birds evil. They're
It's a
basically-
GM's job to take what you give them and then just twist
Bastardize
it and
them.
pervert it.
They're all
and then...
birds, but they've got goatees. Shit, evil mirror universe birds.
I just look at it like this. I have a sort of filter that I apply. I take all of your ideas and they're in a like a container, like a milk crate or something, and I just start pouring them through the filter, and then it's the DM filter. So
Is it like a Brita filter where you filter out like 99.99% of everything? So it's
Yeah.
like it was.
In other words,
water
there was
going in,
no
but now it's-
point.
And
It's
today's
just-
the
it's a
day
fun-
we
it's-
found out Bobby's a secret Brita agent.
Hey, listen, if Britta wants to sponsor the stream,
Dude, I
I'm good with
wish
that.
I was I'd love to get free filters.
I
dude.
straight up I live on my Brita filter. Like
Same.
I just drink water from the tap.
Yeah.
You animal. You're a savage. What are you even doing?
You know what I do? I get a water bottle of bottled water, and then when
Bottled
I finish,
water?
I just fill it up with tap
Bottled
water.
What?
I fill it out with tap water, and I drink that.
I mean,
Wow.
occasionally you need to boil the water before you drink it because, like, a sheep will fall into the reservoir and die. So for like a few days, you just need to like boil the water.
Do you get an
Dead
alert on
before
your
you
cell
drink
phone?
it.
No,
Dead
sheep is
sheep
falling in water supply.
No, they send a
It
letter.
doesn't
round,
happen
it's fine.
often, but it
Yeah.
happens.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They
I
send
mean,
a letter round.
you got to really worry when the sheep are overdosing on heroin when they fall in. That's the issue.
Oh no!
Usually they're just drunk.
You chug as much more as you can of the sheep's
No,
overdose.
no one likes to microdose.
Well, I
That's
feel
weak
that they
ass
have
shit.
touched pretty much everything
Homeopathic heroin. Yay!
that we could.
So, yeah, let's go around the room and let's introduce our players and their characters. Bobby, why don't you start us off there, bud? Let me get some music pumping here.
What's up, guys? I'm Iron Chip Bobby Flail, very sleepy, inactive Twitch streamer who will hopefully be back soon. I play Tike Byson, the actual Mike Tyson clone. I'm a boxer / Navy brat / Guardian pilot, which is basically think Gundam Warriors, but way cooler because I don't have a sword. I just punch things to death. I want to punch like a giant space cow or something. That's me.
Okay, moo.
Space cow.
Is it one of those ones from Mass Effect with the hands?
Maybe.
Steal all your money.
Speaking of hands, Fuzzy.
Hello, I'm Fuzzy Freaks. I'm yes, a Twitch streamer who usually streams most of the time. Recently, I've been playing a lot of Conan and not Mass Effect. No, Dragon Age 2. That was it. And what? I remember what I was. Shut up. I've been thinking about Mass Effect today. Okay, people have been complimenting me on my cool hoodie, so I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, and I will be playing Betty Bahoop, the maintenance Borean maintenance person who is probably going to try and hit on everything with a pulse. Possibly things without a pulse, I'm not sure. We'll see.
That'll be good.
Right, I'm a Borean. Hello.
So just because I'm curious, because you talked about this like just really quickly last session, but I noticed that you added the police officer career as the last career. What was your reasoning for that? Are you just because?
Well, I figure sort of like, she was maintenance and then she just got sort of drafted into the she grew up on like a mining asteroid, so it's not like you really needed like, crack police or anything. It's just basically, all right, time to get in the drunk tank then, come on. That it was more glorified security.
So
than
basically
actual...
you're the cop, you're one of the cops from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Betty is Nick Frost.
You should see the way she goes over fences. Just...
Like
yeah, she's basically, all right, lads, break it up, come on, right. Don't let me get the cuffs out.
You ever shoot your gun up in the air and go,
So yeah, I think I'm gonna have fun with her.
Excellent, and I'm guessing a lot of the rest of the crew will as well. Tuesday.
She didn't follow through. What do you hide?
I'm just looking forward to the gratuitous rolling here and there. Super unnecessary but funny. So my character is...
Introduce yourself first.
Hi, I'm Tuesday Gray, and you can find me in all the internet places at /Tuesday Gray. Usually doing silly things and shocking people when they come into my stream and I'm singing, which is...
and Gray is spelled like the really weird way with an E.
It's spelled the best way.
The correct
The
way.
proper way.
The proper way, indeed.
I bet you guys all roll your toilet paper so that the paper hangs in the back.
Nope.
No.
yeah, I do.
No.
You're a
That's like-
fucking savage!
That's like
Yeah, I
putting
do.
milk in the bowl first.
Yeah.
Okay?
Actually,
Yeah.
It's not.
in fairness, I don't roll my toilet paper either way because our toilet roll holder is broken, so our toilet roll just sits on the room.
No, I have a cat. I have a cat who loves to tear up toilet paper. Like he gets it and he just goes and he rips big gouges of it. So occasionally we just give him a roll and he tears the shit out of it, then puts it in his little tent, then sits in there just looking at you like, look at the
Wait,
destruction I have created.
Did you say pet or taint?
I have
Hint.
made
Where is your
chaos from
Okay,
order.
just checking.
So I'm sorry we hijacked your intro
No
Tuesday. Talk about your character
worries.
too.
No worries at all. My character's name is N, but she took the name Nova because N didn't seem very human. So my character's name is Nova. She is a human clone. She's basically a Marine, but she has specialized in being a sniper. So she's super shooty, good with rifles. And she has quite a backstory here that I've given to Whack to work with. But long story short, she does hail from Earth and was cloned from an Earthling, and was trained in a couple of Earth languages, French and English, and has a very slight French accent that should be fun to watch me butcher. So yeah, stick around and check it out.
Speaking of sticking around, Zagoticus.
Hey, I'm Zgaricus, and I like to stick around. You guys can find me broadcasting on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zgaricus. I've been playing Disgaea, and people were loving it. A lot of people who never played the Disgaea games or even seen them, and they're falling in love with its just silliness. It is just totally silly. I will be playing Simon, who is most often referred to by his nickname Freak. He's a human, but he's a warped human, which makes him a little special up here in a few ways. And we'll get to see that as we.
It's almost like Morris created that specifically based on the cast here.
yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Like when I saw like warped human and I started thinking of the Simon idea, I'm like, I can just let myself go and just let all my text and everything go, and the character will just play itself. It's good. Yeah, so this is just therapy for me. I'm not here to play a game. I'm just here to cycle all the text out and stuff.
Yeah, Zagonicus is just gonna. He's got the little switch for his filter in the back. He's just.
Unleash.
Yep.
His eyes are
Normally-
just gonna turn red and. Absolutely.
Simon is he's like a combat medic, but he's like a psi medic, with a little bit of combat experience that was kind of forced upon him. He doesn't particularly like that. He prefers to help people, because some people need help. Speaking of which,
There you go. There it is. Peachy?
Hi, my name's Peachy Pixelate, but that's not important. What is important is why the hell do people obsess about which way the toilet roll goes in? Just put it on there and forget. It's literally paper you wipe your ass with.
Now, the real question.
oh, is that what it's
The real
for?
question is front to back or back to front?
If you're
Oh
a
my
woman,
God.
don't be going back to front.
There's
No,
only
what you
one
do
way.
is you reach in there, right, and you set like an anchor point just behind your anus, and then you do the pinch like this from front to back, and just
That's.
You guys are so lucky you can't see what I can see right now.
and then, then there you go.
The only thing to be said about toilet paper
So,
is
what
for
to take
God's
away
sake.
from this is that Scotticus is a scooper. A scooper.
Yeah.
I will be playing Dr.
A
Dick.
pooper scooper.
A pooper kill me.
He's gone weirdly pink as well now.
Weirdly pink?
He's so Scottish you can't tell though. You know what I'm saying? For him, pink is just we can't even. Oh dear. Okay,
Oh god, he's ascended.
that's happening. Yes. Yeah, basically
Okay,
a
he
halo.
actually looks like Jesus now. That's quite scary.
You guys have to look at my face. There's some cool shit going on in here.
Oh yeah.
I play Dr. Dick Icarus. He is a human mad scientist. You're gonna love him or hate him.
Well, hate
I
it
already
because
love him because I know Whack is 100% going to hate him.
his nickname is Icky Dick.
Oh, also I can't walk. I am, or not very well, at least. I can't stand for any amount of time, so I am in like a hover chair, wheelchair.
Is my character going to be forced to come in occasionally and just do maintenance on your chair?
Yeah.
You're an
he's Baron
incorrigible
Harkonnen.
Oh, wait a minute. You're an incorrigible fit, but it's only anything with a pulse. I'm like 78, so I
She'd
might
still
not
hit on
have
you.
a pulse.
Ah, you're fine.
Well,
Giggity.
I mean, he probably needs a nurse. He is a doctor. The doctor is in. Speaking of, the doctor is in. Whack. Penis.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wax Steven. I'm the GM of Doom. I will be dragging these guys kicking and screaming through the adventures as we start this second season for this sci-fi space opera adventure that we will be enjoying, hopefully. If you guys are curious about what I do and you want to see more of the stuff that I do, you can follow me here on twitch.tv/WaxSteven and at WaxSteven on Twitter. And if you guys are curious about the system that we are playing the What's Old is New system, and that's a link for all the wonderful players here, so you should go follow all of them if you haven't done so. Yes, we are playing the What's Old is New system. It is a lot different than standard D&D, but the basics, role-playing, rolling, seeing what happens when you roll the dice, still there. We still do all that. It's just slight variations on how all that stuff is done. So don't worry, you'll figure it out. And it's a great time for you to get acclimated to the system and to the show. But if you want to check out some of the old VODs, you can head on over to the official YouTube channel there. And if you want to pick yourself up a copy of the system that we're using, it's about $10. That's on DriveThruRPG, and it's pretty fantastic. If you guys like playing a sandboxy kind of system where you're really left to create some very odd, different kinds of characters and settings, then I think that the system really shines at that. It's pretty solid, guys. I mean, we've definitely taken a liking to it. Bobby is even playing the OLD system for his campaign that he's DMing. We've been having a lot of fun with it. So it's time to start the show. It's time to start the show officially. So when we were doing stuff last session, and we were working on character creation and the setting creation, we sort of decided that we were going to be doing a colony ship. What does that mean? A colony ship meaning like a ship that houses large amounts of people and is trying to settle new colonies using... we decided on colony pods that get deployed from the ship and can sort of land, and they have various like habitat features and things that can land on planets to get colonies established. If you've seen or played Mass Effect Andromeda, they kind of have something similar where they, sort of look through the planets and whatnot, explore them, and decide if they're habitable or not. They're on this ship primarily because of a. Well, I guess you could call it a sort of like species exterminator, planet exterminator, existence exterminator. I don't know what you can call it. The general consensus among the people in this galaxy is to call it the Nothing. And the Nothing has wiped out Earth and has displaced, obviously, many people. But it didn't just happen out of the blue. It's sort of been analyzed and determined that something was happening to the planet. It was basically dimensional overlap. And this situation arose where the people of Earth and the surrounding systems decided we should probably get the hell out of here and research what's happening, what's causing this. But we need to get out of here first and foremost. So it's time to evacuate and get into a safer spot to do that. So the Alliance of Planets which consists of a bunch of different races, including humanity, Venetians, the Boreans, the Felins, androids, Ogrons, and Spartans. All sort of came together and started to fund these massive colony ships. And it's basically like the most successful businesses funneling all this money in to create these ships, because they are quite the massive endeavor. I mean, these ships are looking to hold somewhere, like anywhere from 5,000 to 7,500 people. They're really huge ships, and the group here are on this ship. They're on a ship called the Arcadia, and let's pull that up for everyone to see. Pull that up on the stream there so people can check that out, and let's pull it up for the players as well. Okay, so we got the general layout here for the Arcadia. It is quite huge for a ship. You're looking at about 2,400 meters long, so pretty fucking huge. Pretty fucking huge.
It's like a mile and a half, right?
I'm sorry, what? Two people were talking. I didn't hear either.
I said that's like a mile and a half for people who aren't good with meters.
Yeah, it's fucking insanely huge. What did you say, Peachy?
I just said that I'm nerding out over the ship porn right now.
Yeah, I designed the ship in Galactic Civilizations 3 Ship Designer. I haven't touched the game at all beyond creating the spaceships, because it's like take a really cool ship designer and mix it with like a horrible UI, but like you'll still like the ship designing part is still so good that it's just I don't care, because you can make some really sick stuff in there. You can animate everything, and it's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at for the ship. This is the Arcadia, designation CS05. The Arcadia, like I said, is mainly it's a colony ship. It's a colony ship. So the ship is not meant to be like a military ship. Does it have weapons? Yes. Does it have shields? Yes. Does it get away real fast? No, it doesn't. It's a very slow ship. But one thing that it does have is what's called a tachyon conduit generator. It, with the help of a basically like a gate that was created on the outer edges of the Sol system, the system that we live in as human beings. The gate was created to sort of create a conduit to different places in the galaxy, to sort of have the different colony ships go to different places and try to research the phenomenon as best as they can, and also to get colonies established in different parts of the galaxy and to explore. It's part exploration and part colony ship. So if we take a look at the ship, we've got a bunch of different things on it. These are sort of like the most prominent things, but there are actually tons and tons of shit on this.
Does it have a basketball court?
It could. There is a
It
holodeck.
better have a holodeck.
It's got a
There you go.
holodeck.
We've got a holodeck for training and all that.
So if you guys want to look here, I'm going to have all of you be able to check this out. It should be now visible. The actual stat block for the Arcadia. It's fucking insane. It took me a really long time to do this because it's just full of stuff. It's 1,907,563 tons. Compared to the Black Fang that had about 300 cargo units, this has 40,000, which are a lot of them are taken up. The Black Fang in Season 1 was a Class 1 ship. This is a Class 24. Just to give you a size comparison. There are approximately 6,000 or so passengers of all different sort of stations in life. There are about 3,337 crew members, which was actually calculated, by the way, because I was building the different components of this ship, and that was actually what came up for that. It has command and control systems that would just hurt your feelings if I told you how much power they gave compared to what the Black Fang had. I mean, straight up, like... I needed so much power for this thing that it required 3 of some of the most powerful computers that are available in the system to actually function. Yeah, it's got 3 220 power command and control systems plus 4 smaller computers to help power and manage this thing's systems. The sensors are like a bajillion times better than what you had on the Black Fang, as this is partially an exploration ship. And as I mentioned, it has a tachyon conduit generator. That's the sort of huge, big ass, that fat ass in the back there of the ship there.
Thick.
Yeah, seriously. It also has 12 fusion reactors that are what... allows subluminal travel, and there's also a backup hyperdrive unit when not wanting to use the tachyon conduit generator. You can't see it from this angle, but inside where the habitat ring is there, sort of central and sort of in that central cylinder there is a tachyon core. It's a massive sphere where the core is located for the tachyon conduit generator. Powers that drive. Again, just to compare to the Black Fang, the superstructure here is 72. 72. The Black Fang was 5.
The mechs have more superstructure than
Oh yeah.
than the Black Fang.
I miss the Black Fang.
I
don't look at this thing. It's fucking crazy.
All right, so we're liable to not die as soon as somebody sneezes at us, but the Black Fang had character.
That's a good question, Whack. Before you go on, how many people will we be responsible for the deaths of?
If
I
the
don't
ship
think
blows
we're the
up,
chief crew.
I mean, it's gonna happen,
I
right?
mean, six.
Name one ship we've had that we haven't done that.
Yeah, but we aren't really in control.
Right. We're not
So it's not our fault.
chief.
Brilliant. Okay, cool.
We're like shift officers, but we're not like the
Plausible
captain.
deniability.
yeah.
About 10,000 is the answer, I think.
yeah, roughly.
Genocide.
It's got 26 defense and 32 electronic defense. Has point defenses, big ass shields. The weapons are generally, it seems like a lot of weapons, but if you take into account how big this fucking thing is, they're not that strong. The ship has a bunch of phaser beams. And it has a bunch of particle cannons, which are sort of like the close range projectile weapons. It has some concussion torpedoes, and it has a shit ton of facilities on it. I actually ran out of stuff to add. The luxury only ended up being 57% of what's required to like keep everybody happy. Believe it or not. I like when I finished putting all the stuff on there, I was like, Jesus, you got to be fucking kidding me. I was like, I'm only at 57% to keep these fucking people happy. This is like SimCity on crack.
It's like me playing Avon Colony yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much. It has a fuel scoop for gathering fuel from stars. It has a tractor beam. It does not have a cloaking device because trying to power the cloaking device on this thing would probably create a rip in the space-time continuum.
Black hole.
Yeah. You guys, so the numbers are displaying wrong here, but you guys actually have, there's 4 shuttlecraft for the ship that house a bunch of different techs and whatnot. There are 50 fighters, which we still have to come up with a name for because I
got a good one. Vipers.
Can we call them Hawks, please?
Hawks, I like that.
Hawks.
Oh, Kira.
Shakira's. Yes.
Like Death Note Kira.
And
How about bandicoots?
well, what?
I think we're really
How
crap
about
bird.
seeds?
Well, no, we don't want to do the seeds because we're just straight up like ripping Final Fantasy VIII. Let's not do that. The hummingbirds might not be bad because they're sort of related to gardens and whatnot. You know, there's a lot of
Hornets.
Hornets.
That's pretty good.
Hornets.
It's not bad.
Sounds good. But I'm straight up ripping off the Star Furies from Babylon 5 because I just fucking love the way those things look. The main difference with that, is you guys can see right here on the ship. Basically, there's sort of these pods that are almost part of the hull. The fighter pilots climb into these pods. And the wings get attached, like with different loadouts and stuff, as the fighters launch. So people can sort of like hop right into their pods and launch like really quickly. It's a very fast deployment for the ships. They don't have to really take off from a hangar. They just kind of like hop in their pod, hit the button to fucking get the wings plugged in, and they're off. But the fighters are not the only form of defense for the Arcadia. There's also Guardian mechs. And Bobby, I'm not sure if you've looked at your pilot info just yet.
Looking at it, yeah.
But I have provided a whole shitload of information that I made completely homebrew to hopefully get you excited about playing the Guardian mechs. There are Guardian mechs. Each race has sort of chipped in, huge funding for these different mechs to help protect the ships. So each race has their own Guardian mech to sort of represent and help protect the ship as best as possible, or deal with other kinds of issues that might arise. They sort of allow a much greater sort of control over things.
So would the mech pilots be pretty high-profile individuals then? Like kind of a big deal.
I think more than that, it's a lot about ranking, like what your rank is. Because all the mech pilots are technically belong to the Navy. They actually belong to the Alliance Navy, so it's more about like the different rankings and stuff. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about that, because I noticed that not many people got a lot of rep. Not a lot of rep. I think the person with the highest rep is Bobby's character.
I don't have a lot either.
I likely have the lowest.
I have the lowest.
Tike has 3. Betty has 2. Dick Icarus has 3. Nova has 1.
Look, I didn't go to how many fucking years?
1.
12 years of college to be
Didn't
called
go to pound me in the ass university with 12 years to get no reputation out of it. Oh, I got a reputation.
And
You don't walk nowadays.
I have 1 reputation, but I have a reason for it.
and Simon only has well, Simon's got 0. I mean, he's got 0. 0 rep. 0. 0. It's bad. Your
Can
rep
only go up.
Your rep is going to be like the way that you can help gain ranks in the military or whatever group you're a part of. So low ranking rep means you guys have pretty low rank in general. So let's talk a little bit about how the ship is structured, okay? Because I mean, you can see it from the actual like layout on the picture here, but I also kind of want to let the theater of the mind sort of take over for some things as well. The ship is it sort of has different sections to it, right? The sort of the rear portions of the ship have most of the power generation and the engines and such, as well as the cryogenics area, where a large population of the ship is sleeping. Frankly, they're in stasis, just because you can't actually have that many people on the ship. There'd be too many fucking people. There's no way you could get enough living quarters and everything. So everyone's packed in like fucking sardines.
They smell like packs.
Times 10.
She's not wrong.
So they're all kind of packed in there like frozen sardines. It's there's a good chunk of people in cryo. I think we're looking at probably like how many people did I put down? I think it was 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000.
Yeah. A good chunk of the people are in cryo. The middle portions of the ship are kind of like where like a lot of the habitation occurs. It's also the place where there's like a promenade straight up like from Deep Space Nine. It's kind of like a shopping area and a just like a trades goods kind of area. A lot of like the civilians would be located there.
I like to imagine that people don't have illicit like scooter races down there or something as well.
Oh yeah, totally.
Do you know that people have got electric scooters to get around to the ship, right, or something?
Totally. The promenade is sort of exists on the arms that connect to the habitat ring. There's 5 arms that sort of connect to the different portions of the habitat ring, and it's like really weird since you're viewing it from the outside. But the gravity is all changes like in each different section. So there's like, you know, where there's different connections where the gravity might change. There's like an exchange where like the gravity like flips or whatever. So there's like a place where, there's like warning signs and shit. And there's probably like crew that are assigned there just to help people like get acclimated to the different gravity as they move between the different sections of the ship. It's also where the secondary command is located. The ship can be split right there. Can you see that? No, that's on the GM layer. That's why I can't see that. Let's try that again. Right there. And then going to sort of like the forward sections of the ship, we have a lot of the military presence is located in the forward sections of the ship. It's where the Guardian mech bays are located, the hangars. It's where the science labs are located. It's where the fighters are. And mostly that's because it's close to the habitation rings, and it's also it's also the fastest way to get to either the front or the rear of the ship. The sick bay is located up there. The barracks, so the Marine and the Navy barracks, are located there. And then I feel like there's probably like a lot of probably like innocent hostility between the Navy and the Marine contingents that are on the ship. You know, it's like one of those like cops versus firefighters kind of situation. You know, like they just have that like rivalry going on. Like, you guys don't do shit. You just pilot ships. We actually get punched in the face. You know, like those kinds of things. We got the fuel scoop, the tractor beam, and the command towards the front of the ship. And the command is done by a bunch of different officers. And we can sort of talk a little bit about about some of the other officers. But these are the senior officers of the Arcadia. We have Captain Panel, the male Blue Borean. We have Commander Valest, female Venetian. We have Tactical Lieutenant Wynn. He's a human male, but everybody calls him, his first name is Toby. Everybody calls him Old Toby. We got Chief Engineer Van Zant. He's a human male. The science officer is an android, and it's a different kind of android that, say, Hawk was. This is much more of a sort of like data kind of position, a sort of humanized android, you know, with probably like synthetic skin and whatnot. The chief medical doctor is Dr. Kieran. She's a female Borean. And then I thought we could sort of I could talk with you guys about how you want to sort of control the different Marines and the Navy on the ship, and as well as the ambassadors, because there's definitely, no matter what, there's definitely like hostility between the civilians and the military on the ship, for sure. Because like the civilians see it as like, well, we're paying your salaries, shut up and do what we say. And the military is kind of thinking,
Chain of command.
Yeah, why don't you shut up, because
we've got guns.
We've got guns, and we're actually saving your guys' lives.
Martial law, bitches.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the Marine and naval officers, and some of the diplomats or ambassadors or whatever you want to call them. What do you guys think, like, as far as the Marine and the Navy officers go, do you guys think that there's one for every race? Do you think that there's just, like, the Marines and the Navy?
I'd say it'd be more like a conglomerate of all of them.
Yeah. I think
There's probably some sort of, like, you know, some points of friction, but I'd say, yeah, just you know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be
platoons
segregated.
that are made out of specific
Yeah.
species,
Okay.
you know, for special.
Yeah, we got the heavy hitters. It's just like, all, you know, pretty much just Ogrons and
Spartans.
And
Spartans. Yeah. They just basically spend all of their time arm wrestling each other. Ah!
There's a great picture in the PDF of an Ogron just, like, looming over a Spartan. I forget where it was, but it's exactly how I have that envisioned. Yeah, and I mean, these races don't necessarily all get along really well. There's a lot of, I think, like, there's probably a lot of prejudice and stuff between the races, and they definitely sort of, those old, like, hatreds, you know, that these races have probably still carried over. You know, so there's definitely some hostility there for sure. So let's talk about the Marine and the Navy officers. Who do you guys think is in charge? Like, do we have like a Marine officer that's in charge?
I get a feeling that just because of the nature of the position, it's probably like some old Navy guy, like, who's there politically, rather than because, like, you're probably one of the people who's always been an officer and never done a day in combat, but they're in charge
I'd say
Blackadder style. Run at the men.
I'd say it's probably someone who gets on fairly well with it's some old dude who's like a fairly decent sort of politician as well as a naval officer who can actually like get people to work together somewhat.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the case for
Now then,
both the
lads,
Navy
come
and
on.
the Marines potentially.
Let's all sit down for a nice cup of tea and work this out.
Yeah,
Top hole.
that's my opinion.
Okay. What's this person's name and what race are they?
Terrence.
Edmund.
Auto veto.
Seamus
No!
O'Hare. What's wrong with
Veto!
Seamus O'Hare?
William
Adama.
Marks.
God damn it, Geek Dice.
Jeffrey Adama.
William Marks, and maybe we need a Spartan to be head of something.
See, I feel like those the leaders who are the guys with the highest rank, but they're kind of in place to deal with like the political bickering back and forth, and then
And
there's
then
like the
there's
leaders
subordinates,
of the actual
yeah.
men.
And then their
You know what I
subordinates are, the people who actually get shit done.
Yeah, who deal with the soldiers on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
So there's like the top guy who organized all the stuff,
He's
and then there's
basically
like
the top guy is the
leader
buffer
of men.
between, the actual politicians and the people.
Snake Plissken.
Plake Sniskin.
Well, I think since Tuesday is the active Marine on the crew, she should have like the official say on it.
Marines.
Sure.
What do you think, Tuesday?
I agree with that. There should be one that deals with the more like boardroom bullshit, and the one who's like more physically in the field. So basically, office and field work. And I think the office work person is William Marks, and I actually think that is going to be a Spartan.
William
and,
Marks is a Spartan? Maybe we rethink the name.
Oh, I see. That's a very people-y name. I haven't looked at the
Mark
Spartans.
Squarlia.
So Spartans are like a sort of like a Klingon mixed with
They sure are.
Nausicaan.
Yeah. Okay.
Star Trek.
So
Trip Nippleson.
KO dash TOC Kotok Magar.
That's a good name. That's a good
Did you
name.
teach Krav
Is it
Maga?
Magar or is it Mgar? And people
It
just
could
say
be
it wrong.
Magar if you like. Yeah,
Mgar.
whatever you guys prefer.
And
but
what is this?
Kotok-
What is this? What is Kotok's official rank?
So we're placing him below the chief people. Is that right?
Well, the way that I see this ship is that
Or is he really the Marine commander? Like,
well, it's like you've got the actual Marine officers probably have to report to the tactical lieutenant.
So he would
but
be
it's
like
it's like a
lieutenant?
real loose relationship, like depending on the tactical lieutenant. Like sometimes they get like too micromanagey, but like
yeah.
the tactical lieutenant's real job is to assess problems for the ship and be in charge of weapon control and shield control, stuff like that. Whereas the Marine officers are in charge of boots on the ground kind of thing, or if the ship
Sure.
were to be boarded, they have to deal with that. So I feel like the Alliance or whatever has these senior officers in place to oversee everything. So they're technically in charge of the actual ship. There could be politicians that could be higher, technically in charge. Could be people from the Alliance or whatever. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, given that I have a very poor understanding of military ranks, I'll let you, make him a lieutenant or whatever you see fit that fits the the scenario you described, because I don't know my ranks. Like I know sergeant's lower than lieutenants, I think, but that's and then
Yeah.
But I don't know where officer fits in that, so I'm not the person to
Major
sadly
or
to decide.
lieutenant colonel. Yeah, I mean, I get stuck around those middle ranks of the military.
I think there's a part in the PDF about ranks.
Oh, are there?
Okay.
Cool. I think so.
Let's check it out. Career ranks.
First commander. Yeah, that has a good ring to
Yeah, there
it.
we go. 49. Page 49 PDF.
Okay. So Marine ranks. Could be like a somewhere around a
colonel, right?
major, maybe even like a sergeant major, something like that.
Yeah, let's see.
Sergeant majors are very good at shouting.
Sergeant
so maybe
major.
the sergeant major is the non-political, the
Yes.
physical.
Yeah,
one.
sergeant major is the one that says.
I mean, if you want to be straight, like Spartans are probably gonna be better at yelling at people.
I know, but that's kind of why I wanted to like mess
You
want
wanna
to
change it
little
up?
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Totally.
feel like we might be being a little racist for
Okay.
fictional races.
Sure. Fictional racists. Got it.
Yeah.
We just invented that, everybody.
Yeah, we're fictional racists.
Okay.
So let's break the stereotype on Spartans.
Okay. And what's his rank then?
So I think Fuzzy's right. So Sergeant Major sounds great for the. Oh no! Wait! We're talking about the political guy. The political guy, I think, should be a major. Like he's
Okay.
higher.
High enough to be able to get things done, because let's face it, officers can't get things. The
Yeah.
higher up you go, the harder it is to get shit done.
Yeah, I think he's a major, and then we'll have a sergeant major for the
chefs.
on the boots on the ground guy.
If he's a
Stuff
fictional
off.
racist, it has to be called Althea.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good. So, all right. So, have you picked a contact yet?
I do have a contact.
Okay. Is this the sergeant major?
Okay, so I want the sergeant major to be a Spartan, and my guy, Mac Laner, who's my dude,
So two
is
Spartans?
actually a human. No. So the boots on the ground guy will probably be a human.
So we're getting confused here. The major, the guy that's the diplomat, is the Spartan. I thought that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to break stereotypes.
It is certainly that is correct.
Okay,
And what
so
I'm
the
saying
sergeant
is that the
major is
human-
like the badass yell at everybody guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And who's the sergeant major?
Do you want him to be my contact?
It's up to you. I was asking, like, is this a good place for it to be your
Please
contact?
stop shouting around as a contact. Please
'Cause-
stop shouting around as a contact.
Okay. So his name then is Mac, M-A-C, last name Laner, L-A-N-E-R, and he'll be the sergeant major for the Marines.
Okay, and what? It's a male human. Okay.
Yep. Now I wish I had made that a female, because that'd be freaking awesome.
Mac can be a female name as well.
Yeah, you could do.
Yeah, does anyone
you could-
mind? Because I'd love for her
Why
to
Yeah,
not?
be.
go
It's
for
fine.
it, dude.
Go for it.
Let's have her be female.
Shouty lady.
I love battle ladies.
Battle ladies.
It makes me moist.
In your trouser region.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And somewhere down the ranks, pretty low ranking, is Nova. I feel like Nova's rank is gonna be. You're only at a 1 on the.
I am at a 1
on
reputation.
the reputation.
With a reason. Yeah, and Mac Laner is the only reason I have this job.
Okay. So I feel like that's private first class.
Yeah, probably is.
Private first class.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
Okay.
sounds a lot cooler than it really is, guys. Just so you know.
Okay. All right, and because I don't want to go crazy with just naming like every officer. I think just the top 2 there is fine.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
All right,
We can
and
take the rest if we come to them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so mark down somewhere that you're a private first class.
Gotcha.
Nova. And now let's think up the Navy officers, and this will include the Guardians as well, because the Guardians are technically part of the Navy.
I think I'm technically part of the Navy.
Oh, so that's a good
Bobby
question.
is too.
So
or,
yeah, Bobby's an actual mech pilot that probably never gets to go out. Like it's probably
Honestly, the Guardians never ever get used. Like
Yeah.
it's the last line of defense.
yeah. So who else is straight up part of the military? We've got Nova. She's definitely a part of the military. Who else is part of the military?
Like I'm definitely in. Then
I would really like to be part of the military secret weapon weird shit.
he could be in like Guardian, like science officer or something like that, like some sort of thing that's like creating new attachments for the mechs or.
Yeah,
I
those
Does he
crazy
want
weapons.
to? Because I
That's the
spoke
thing. He
I
has to
spoke
want
to
to.
Peachy before, and he wanted to do biology stuff.
Yeah, I do want to do biology, but I'm kind of so crazy good at science. Like while I'm working on what I call important stuff, hey, here's a gun that it creates singularities.
Well, we've got sort of the way that I did the Guardians, and I'll get in more in depth in that later. Is we're gonna have different loadouts for the Guardians. So the Guardians basically get different. They have different options that can be attached to them that give them different. They're basically different exploits that get applied that can be used. So Bobby's Guardian that he's gonna get, and it's not exclusively his character. It has 5 different loadout options, and they have to choose 3 to get loaded out. But we'll go over that in a little bit. Let's stay on target here with the Navy officers, and then maybe we will take a break.
So I went to the Navy Academy, and when I was a sci-med, that was with the Navy. So I think when I signed up for the Arcadia, I probably signed up under the Navy.
Okay.
Kind of.
Sci-med again.
So I won't be in the military because it makes sense for me not to be.
Yeah.
If you actually were in the military in your past, that makes 100% sense.
You actually have to have it as a career. I think to be considered in the military here.
Yeah, you got to take, like, in order to be in the Navy, you have to have done a Navy cadet cruise to get access to the Navy tours. I don't know if there's anything else there related to Navy. I'm just looking. There's Navy cadet, there's Navy tour. Those are the only 2.
There's the Academy where you
Yeah.
train Navy stuff or Marine stuff.
Yeah. It's like a jump start. It's like going to private military school before you get in there, you know? Just give
Yeah, I
you
went
like
to military school, believe it or not.
You did?
Yeah, I
Holy
went
shit.
to, no, not me as a person, me in game.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, that does not fit with your personality. I was shocked.
No.
Okay.
No, I was a private contractor, IRL.
Okay. Yeah, so Navy officers, what are we thinking?
I want there to be like a Major Payne. I want there to be like a Rick Payne or something along those lines.
Silas Payne.
Dick pain.
There's only one
Bobby.
person named Dick on this whole ship. it's Dickie Icarus. I don't know.
Dick.
Something Payne though. I want there to be like a Major Payne.
You don't like Silas Payne? I think
Silas,
that's
it's
nice.
not
I just like the name Silas.
So the ranks are different for the Navy. There's no majors. There's the same sort of like position-wise, it'd have to be like a lieutenant. Be like a lieutenant. Yeah, the ranks go crewman, ensign, lieutenant, junior grade, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, commander, captain.
Would there be a commander pane then?
No,
What
because
level
they're going to be
ones
below
come
the
up?
senior officers there, so it could be like a
Okay.
lieutenant.
Lieutenant commander?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
sounds good.
corresponding
So not private's
ranks,
paying. 'Cause
if they're going to match the Marine ranks, would be lieutenant commander, and then above
Public
that
commander.
commander.
Lieutenant Silas Payne.
Yeah.
And what race is Silas Payne?
He is a. What do you think, Scoticus?
I think he's a cat.
A feeling wouldn't be bad. But
I don't know if that name fits the feeling though.
yeah,
Well,
they're-
Well, it's obviously an assumed that he's like legally changed his name at some point just because he liked the idea.
yeah,
of
it used to be Mr. Fluff, but he changed it because he wanted to be taken seriously in the military.
It was actually Floofers,
Yeah.
okay?
Hey, I like that name. Yeah.
The
Maybe he's a Venetian.
Yeah, he's a major pain. God.
the pilot
Annoying.
of the ship, the person that's under helm control, is Phelan. It's Ensign Prowler.
Really?
It's very feeling though, to be honest.
Can we get a
That's the way they're named, too. What do you
Yeah,
want me to
very-
tell you?
Very, very stereotypical.
It just reminds me of something out of He-Man or.
Yeah.
or
His first name's
Hence
Duvey,
Cringer.
Ensign Duvey Prowler, because he goes into the Duvey and then jumps out.
Okay, so Silas Payne, what are we thinking? I heard possibly Venetian, possibly Phelan. What do you guys
Venetian
think?
would be cool.
Yeah.
Male or
Cool.
female?
I'm thinking old male,
Yeah.
like an old man.
Yeah. Tougher than most Venetians, and I think that's probably how he got to where he was. Kind of combined that intelligence of the Venetians with a bit more grit. That,
Could just be like a super badass old pilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing that. Like an old cringy.
Remember fucking remember Top Gun and whatchamacallit? What the fuck was that guy's call sign? Jester? Was it Jester? The old guy with the mustache.
I haven't seen it, can't comment.
Oh my god.
Can't remember.
Just for the volleyball scene you need to see it, Zagonicus.
It is okay. It is the most homoerotic piece of cinema in the history of cinema. It's like it. Come on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're all
Have you
oiled
seen Brokeback Mountain?
It's probably more homoerotic than that. Seriously, it's all lingering shots of chests and things. It's
Yeah, Jester was like the badass pilot that like nobody could beat. And then by the end of the movie, spoilers. Okay. And what about do we have any other Navy officers that are important?
Yeah. I
Do you guys have any like Navy officer contacts that you want to add? Because
don't have any contacts.
Yeah, your
so-
contacts are directly related to your rep score.
Rep score. So if you have a 3 in rep, you know 3 people.
3 contacts, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've got a name, but I don't know where to put it. It just popped into my head. Ivana Petrovich.
I'm pretty sure that was
Petri dish?
Evelyn's fucking the actress that played Evelyn.
Is it?
No, I have no idea.
Ivana Petrovich. That's the name, Poppy. You do the rest. I believe in you.
Ivana Petrovich. She's probably like the main Navy recruiter. Who
She has,
you for
she has like a cybernetic arm as well.
with claws.
Keep going, Bobby. You're doing good.
Huge personality. She's really
Huge.
personable.
She got enormous tracts of land as well.
Gigantic
Huge
personality.
tracts. Massive tracts of land. Okay.
Does
yeah.
she have really, really big hands?
Maybe.
You'll
Does she have a chin you can strike a match on?
No matches allowed. On
This
board.
is gold, Bobby.
good.
Keep going.
What's that?
It's gold. Keep
Is she
cranking it out.
basically a Russian shot putter?
She
She's
wears an eye
basically a
patch.
Russian.
She has an eye patch, but she has
Eye patch
she has
I
perfect
love you, Bobby.
sight. She has
I love you.
perfect sight. She just wears it.
to be intimidating.
Yeah.
She wears it on the opposite side of her cybernetic arm, just so both sides are equally as badass, just to balance things out.
She's dueling scars. She needs at least 2 dueling scars as well.
She loves to smoke cigars, but when instead of using like a cutter, she just bites it off, and instead of spitting it out, she just eats it.
She's developing.
She's sounding a lot like a Terry Pratchett character, to be
Yeah,
honest.
she doesn't know it, but she's got stage 3 stomach cancer because of that. It'll become
But
an
it's
issue.
fine because the cancer is too scared of her to actually do anything.
She's just sitting there like, that's
So
right.
now she's Chuck
You
Norris.
stay down there.
Good stuff.
Behave yourself or I eat more broken glass.
Okay, so let's finish up with the politicians, and then we will take our first break.
What about the
I want
engineering crew,
The
though?
human politician has to be like a crusty, old, like hardcore Russian guy, like mid-Soviet era, like takes no bullshit, like hardcore commander kind of guy. I want him to be like the toughest of the politicians. I
Human
picture that.
politician.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's like the take no shit, like all like at the pinnacle of take no shit from a human is who that is. Like he's just like, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Like
He's like those guys you always want to
I feel
win
like Gene
votes, but they
Hackman
never
probably
do.
played the role you're looking for here, but
could be Ivan Drago. Yeah. Not actually Ivan Drago, but like physically, like that's what he looks like. He's
Like that,
straight up,
but-
like
But with Clint Eastwood's personality, that I'm old and I don't give a fuck, and you're gonna listen to me because I'm still a badass type deal.
he's probably like an old war hero, maybe. Probably like from an old human civil war.
Okay. What's his name?
Sue. TSU. Sue.
Benjamin.
I was going for a boy named Sue, and then I thought it's a bad joke, so I thought I'd try and make it something legit. And now I just backtracked entirely.
Pizza
so-
Hut. Oh God.
How
Why?
about like? Let me do some things here. Like Vasily Krylovich or something. I don't know. I like it. Like
Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's like Vasily Lomachenko.
Vasily Lomachenko.
Vasily. Sure. Vasily. It's not the last name. I don't know how to spell it. Yanovich. I'm just using a Russian name generator right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about the Borean politician? Fuzzy, what do you think?
I have no idea.
Keith.
Probably, yeah, Keith. Okay, yes. He's probably taken a human name to because he's sick of people getting his name wrong. So yes, Keith. Krahakcha.
Was that with an R?
Yes,
Okay.
2 R's. Rahakcha.
And 7.
Yeah.
Keith.
Glottal, there's a glottal stop in there somewhere.
Keith Fadave.
No.
Okay. Dave actually he needs to be on this ship.
At some point, there's going to be like a cult trying to take over the ship, and it's going to be this. They're just going to find
Dave designed the ship.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So,
Dave invented the mech.
somewhere on the engine, there's just a little Dave was here.
Is Keith a male or female Borean?
Flip a coin.
Keith.
A roll
Keith.
Somebody flip a coin.
I got a lady in my
1.
So, male.
Okay. And blue or red?
Hang on.
Flip a coin.
Blue. Right. So yeah, blue, male, Borean.
Okie doke. And all right. What about the android representative? Do they have a representative? I think they do, right? I think we talked about that.
So. If they have sentience, I would assume that they would have a representative. Like Dunk. Or like
Dunk?
D-U-N-K.
Well, if it's like a politics bot,
How about it's like Vote, VOTE, or like
Politics bot VOT.
that's his name.
Oh God.
Politics.
yeah, and his evil twin android VETO.
Oh God, that's pretty fucking funny. All right. Vote. No, we're going with vote. Like that's just.
It's got to be
vote
some
now.
like hardcore, like intense name though. But Vote's the acronym.
Sure, why not? But it's totally like the schmooze bot. You know, like 5,000, right?
Oh
like
yeah.
it's.
Charisma would be through the fucking
Speaks
charts.
every language and all that kind of stuff, and is like an expert on every culture.
Quick, activate the filibuster algorithm.
Oh my god.
That's too good.
Okay. Does he look a bit like Phoenix Wright? Objection!
Yes, but just way more mechanical. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's just like an electronic Phoenix Wright
Yeah.
with the ruff and everything. He wears human clothes just to be more, fit in.
I mean, there's in the one of the expansion PDFs, those like human-like androids.
Yeah, but he's got basically plastic hair. Spiky
Oh, yeah.
plastic hair.
And like a frozen smile.
Yeah.
The entire time. It's creepy as fuck.
Yes!
And he talks like this. Hey, everybody.
Now we've introduced the horror portion of the
Hello.
campaign.
Hell,
Just
yeah.
any-
Everybody who's like gets stuck in a lift with him or something is just there like,
He just
hi, how are you? Oh. Hello, it is nice to be spending time with you.
finger guns like
Yeah. He has 10,000 variations of pleasantries.
small talk like
Yeah,
plus
bullshit
10.
pleasantries. Yep.
So okay, androids. What about the Ogrons?
Do the Ogrons have some sort of representative?
Tier Chota.
But he's
I'd say that he would probably have like
They have to
chips.
have
He'd probably
one.
have some cybernetic implants to.
I feel like we're being fictionally racist again.
Yeah, I'd say that, they probably get like a fairly bright Ogron who's the leader. And
Exactly.
he's bright and able to smash really hard.
He can count to 10.
Yeah, it's how he intimidates the other Ogron.
Hang
I'm gonna
on.
count to 10. 1,
Was he genetically engineered?
3,
To count.
4. Okay, we do what you say.
Oh man, that's fucking funny. Okay, so what's the name of this Ogron? Is it male or female?
Nobody
Female.
knows.
Probably female.
Makes
but pretty androgynous.
Well, yeah. Ogron.
Most Ogrons are. I mean, they just beat the hell out of things.
And her name is
I'm not good at thinking of names.
Chunk.
Yoko.
Chunk.
Chunk. No. Let's see.
Does it say it in like the race part? What
Yeah,
the
there's
names are?
different
Like,
there's different possibilities for names. Yeah.
trying to
Let's
see
see.
so I can get an idea.
Gleethug.
Lugog, Gorat, Ugbug, Bulgluk, Maudush.
Bug luck.
Go
Yes,
with it.
bug luck.
Balgluk.
Bug luck. No.
Bogluck sounds like some sort of
Testicular misfortune.
yeah,
So it's
like
perfect for an
some
Ogron.
sort of weird portion issue.
Bogluck.
Suffering from Bogluck. Are you suffering from Bogluck? Speak to your doctor today.
Bogluck.
Yeah. You behave or me bug luck you.
Okay. What about the feline representative?
Felix. All felines are named Felix. It's like a thing we're finding out now.
There are
It's
probably
a
a lot
Hard
of
pass.
differences.
Hard pass.
A lady feeling Felicity. Because it still means the same kind of thing, right, Lucky? Boo boo.
Name it after my cat. No.
Carl with a K.
She knows when to sleep.
Tessa.
Let's see what kind of possible feline
Nibbles.
names. Typical names: Arhel, Infin,
Tiddles, come on.
Priscilla.
Gimlek, Amadwil, Idfit.
You know what?
These are the feline sample names.
Nemo.
You're looking at tabaxi names.
I should be looking at tabaxi names.
Friskies, Cinnamon.
Nessa Prideheart.
Cinnamon. Yes.
No, because then Peachy would be a little too attracted to me when I do
Oh
the
god, we
voice.
can't make it female.
Yeah.
Grandma. Cardia.
If you don't, I'm going to make all 3 of my contacts female felines.
I mean, let's be honest. They were going to be that way anyway, right?
Nibbles,
Every
Tiddles,
now and again.
and Skittles, yeah.
Dick Icarus is like, let's have a sexy party, and he gets feeling girls in, and they have like three bikinis to cover their 6 nipples and whatever.
Jordy? Come on, Wan Jockey. No. Let's see. We need a good feline name. Well, we'll come back. Let's come
Wait, we
back.
need a good feeling female name?
Female. Yeah.
Professor Whiskers.
I went for Nessa Pridewalker, but no one bid on it. I went for Pride
I
Hard.
like,
How about-
I like Nessa.
How about if we don't want it to be Nessa, it could be Gessa, Jessa.
I mean, that's
No,
the nickname
that's
for.
Gessa. Like GIF, not J. G's not J.
GeoGuess.
Yeah, I love giraffes. And being gentle to people.
Anyway.
Listen, you know that
He roasted.
you know that GIF is wrong because Will Wheaton supports that.
There
That's all I'm
goes
saying.
our potential Geek and Sundry
The sponsorship, yeah, it's
sponsorship. It's out the window. Bye, Felicia.
Felicia.
There we go. Felicia.
It took a while, but we got there.
We got there. We
I
got there.
almost said Felicia when
the-
Zekot said Felicity, but I was like,
The trick to being creative is just not to think about whatever it is you're trying to do.
Just
Do it by
vomit-
accident.
Yes.
Vomit names.
Yes.
That's how it
Uh,
works.
I should have
Spartans.
just said it when I thought it.
Spartan. I'm gonna find a nice Klingon name generator.
Worf.
Klingon names.
Just had to for someone else did it.
Klingon names.
Rakan. Mochwol.
Rakan. I actually really like that one. R''Kaan.
Yeah.
Rakan. That sounds good. I like that. And is Rakan male or female?
It's reminding you of Game of Thrones.
I think he's a male.
Yeah, I'd say he's male.
Okay.
I'd say that they're like hardcore patriarchal, if that's a word.
Yeah, but they probably just have straight up like they just fight to see like who's gonna like who deserves to win. Like they don't care like if it's male or female. They just rip each other's fucking throats out.
And
Like
how
They want the strongest.
Yeah, and how they pass a test to become like interspecies politicians is they spend just like an hour in a room with another species politician, and if they don't kill them, they qualify.
Yeah, the leader is the one who has the most internal organs, the highest count.
okie doke. And the Venetian.
Trying to look in here in the thing.
Brainiac.
Venetian names look like.
Say like
Parthenon.
Elvin.
Typical
Elven
names. Okay, here we go.
Almer,
Let's do.
Ardrith, Vulwin, Fulmer,
Elmer Blue.
Gulen,
Um,
Halifrin, Veston.
let's have it. Can we have it be a female, and I can suggest the name?
Sure.
Kalia is Kalea.
Kalia, I would have went for.
Kalia, and then last name Amon. So Amhon, and you can hyphenate in the last
What,
name.
Mammon? Like the son of Satan?
Amon.
Oh, Ammon.
Oh, I thought we were getting all, biblical up in this place.
Hey, listen. There's probably
the
like
I
some.
in Kalia is an E.
Oh.
Yeah, we totally just need to name somebody after one of the Dukes of Hell or whatever. Belial.
Trump. No, I'm kidding. Politics are banned. I'm just kidding.
Accurate.
All right, so that's good. Let's take a break because we're way over for a break. And Fuzzy has a tiny bladder, so I'm just.
I resemble that remark.
You resemble?
Nice pee.
Yes.
Size of a grape. or
I could
bladder.
tell by the expression on her face that she needs to pee.
She's gotta pee.
Yes. So let's be right back, everybody. We're
Liquid
gonna
just passed my lips about 10 minutes ago.
we're gonna take a break. Here, quick 5-minute break, and when we come back, I think we can probably get started. We can start to figure some stuff out. Hooray! So let's take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned for more of the first episode of Turn Order Warp Season 2. We'll be right back.